this is the,
Okay.
this is the
after
stuff.
action.
Yeah. So you go, and
ready, everybody? Oh. Okay.
uh-oh. And,
All right.
And the sound's gonna go.
Yeah.
All right.
So we've just done World Maker Faire Bay Area, Mare
World
Island.
Maker Faire Mare Island 2.
Yeah, 2. Yeah. It was one weekend this year, October 18th through the 20th. And yeah, so before I ask our newbie here, thoughts compared to last year?
Fewer attendees. I don't think we were as busy. Friday was the field trip day for the kids. And that was great. And also because it ended at 3 and not 5.
Yes.
But they were well controlled, well behaved. A lot of homeschoolers.
A lot of homeschool kids this year.
You know, and you ask the parents, you know, they're like got their 2 kids and with a group of like three other families, you know, and then I ask them, you know, what it would be like if you had 20 kids, and they're going,
I couldn't do this.
Couldn't do that, you know. But no, it was great. And then the other 2 days, Saturday was, I think Sunday we were as busy as Saturday, but no, it was great. We had a lot of fun kids and good art. I didn't get to see as much art. I was cranking out.
Yeah, we did.
And stuff, but you guys at the end of the assembly, because you took pictures of quite a few.
And Nick will have those.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we'll have them posted on.
But I think I'll do it again.
Now that you're fully exhausted, you'll say you'll do it again.
Yeah. You know, and I tried to keep my conversations off-site down to a few minutes.
Rhonda?
But I only, go ahead.
Yeah, Rhonda, any?
Well, I think being at the end of the, you know, we had that U shape, and being at the end and seeing the final product and giving kids the choice on which way to fold it. And when I was working at the die cutter, I was explaining to people that it's a full process. It's a hands-on project that we do, whereas we've had other kiting events where the adults would sit on one side of the table and the kids would watch them make their kites for them. So that's not what we do, and we've shuffled or schlucked or whatever word you use it. We've hauled our die cutter down here, which is heavy, and we brought the equipment so that people could have hands-on. And I think
we don't build the kites. The kids do all of it. We just facilitate.
Facilitate, yes. And I think that I had more than once had people stop us and say, your event is so, I mean, it's low tech, but it is technical. And the kids get the hand on, they see every single part of it. We actually let them use a tool, which is our flying wand. It's hollow, so we use that as a pusher and show kids different alternatives to using just your fingernails to push the tie back onto the post. And for me, it's an interesting process, and I don't consciously think about when the kids come up with their beautiful piece of art or very complex. I had one person come up and it was all white, and I said, you know, that's the best use of white I've seen all day. And and they look at me like, okay, and they don't get it, but I'm chuckling, the parents are chuckling. I said, really great use of white, but you could put color on there if you wanted to. And then others that are going, well, I'm not an artist. And I love what you did. There was a young little gal that, well, but Whitney's another story, but this older woman, but Charlotte wound up leaving her kite behind for some reason.
Yes, so a young girl had sketched a kite, and she wrote her name on it and said Charlotte, and she left. She had something else she was doing. And an adult woman came by, and we were walking her through the process and said, hey, you know, like you can like color all over this. You're an artist, go have fun. She goes, I'm not an artist. And I'm like, if you create art, you're an artist. And she's like, no. And I reached down and I grabbed Charlotte's kite and I said, would you tell Charlotte that she's not an artist? Because Charlotte had drawn like a cloud and a rainbow and her name. And she's like, well, no. And I'm like, then why are you telling yourself that? And she just went, and went and started drawing. And it was like, yeah, exactly. You know, we as adults we tell ourselves things that we would never ever tell a child. But we will say it to ourselves, and I love kites. I can kind of stop that.
Yes, yes, and the color. It's like what I try to do is I look for something to compliment that's genuine. It's not a made up. It's like I had a young gal come up with all these. That's the best polka dots I've seen all day, and her face lit up, you know. And who would have thought that polka dots could be exciting? But they are. And every single I watched little miniature pictures happen.
Yes.
And I watched one boy take his marker and go bam, 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 and I go, well, there goes that marker.
Yeah, that marker's a goner.
He had a good time. So anyway, and Whitney's like listening to me, and I'm watching her chuckle, and it's like I don't know where this comes from, but it
just comes out of your mouth.
Part of the moment. It's to encourage. It's to tell them it's okay to be here and to have fun. And I said that to one other person. I said the advantage of these kind of events is that you have permission to experiment. You have permission to just play and have a good time. And nobody's judging.
Yeah.
Other than we'll say, hey, that's really good.
So, Whit, first time attendee at Maker Faire and doing kites and stuff. Your thoughts? It could be about everything.
Everything. Well, I like the process that you all have going on because you've got it's such a variety. You've got like the the mechanical like machine thing when they first come in, and then they can just color and be creative and do whatever they want, and then you come back and you've got folding and you've got to add extra parts, and then you get to see it work. And I think that's really neat. You know, it's not like putting a robot together where you're like putting together a bunch of pieces or whatever. There's such a variety to what you're making.
Yeah, and you don't need a battery.
Yeah.
And
So
you
we have
don't need
structure,
wind
fun,
because
structure.
you can run.
Yeah. Structure fun, structure fun. Yeah.
Overall, just a lot of fun. It was really neat to see everything at the Maker Faire. I didn't even get to see everything at the Maker Faire, but
you got to juggle.
oh yeah, I get to juggle. Yeah, which I didn't expect to be at the fair either, and I learned a new trick and met some cool people. And I love what a free, open environment it is. Things aren't kind of like tucked away into their little corners. It's like everybody's sharing and overlapping and enjoying themselves.
And every
Here's a random thing. Go juggle this. Now you're juggling. Can you juggle this?
Here's a kid riding a trike under your feet, and you know, and like, it's just wild.
And every hour the steam engine would go off, and you'd hear it. Yay!
Yeah. Everyone get excited.
Especially that last one.
The 5 o'clock
the
on a
5 o'clock.
Sunday. Woo. You can see every maker's just like, yes, we've made
Then
it.
you did get to release your inner child and made some pretty cool art.
Yes. Yeah, so our demo kites were...
Oh, the bugs, yeah.
And the poo box.
And the poo box.
And the poo box,
I got to make a little bit of art. That was cool.
Yeah. You know, other people have taken your art.
Yeah.
Someone actually asked for your demo kite. They wanted to keep it.
Yeah.
And I just get... Look, Whit, there goes your kite. I gave it away. And she's like,
Somebody's
oh,
wanted it.
But you kept your the one with the eyes on that was the partially constructed one. And
got both of my little souvenirs.
I like the poo box. That we did that last year and we did it again this year, and it's
have to explain what that is.
Yeah, so it's funny to me because it's our trash box, right? And when the kids cut out the kite, it creates a little bit of trash, and we just call it kite poo. And in order to kind of have the kids be involved in the whole process, there's a box and Whit wrote across the top, kite poo. To me, the joke, and that is hilarious throughout the whole day, is people see the word poo, and the first thing they do is they look into the box.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
what is that?
Like, do you know, is that your natural reaction whenever you see the word poo? Is to be like,
what is that?
you check out the toilet.
But I think what's really fun about that word, and again, is that we are giving people permission. And I told one parent, I said, we are giving a child or an adult permission to use the word poo and not get in trouble. And the kids love it.
Because typically, I mean, how often do you use, poo out in public, but at home, it's just...
It's normalized.
It's normalized, right. And so we just bring a little bit of fun into it. And I think that now we need to have another little box later on for the tail poo.
Yeah. Other poo.
Other poo,
Yeah.
right.
I
You
think
know?
we can come up with
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah, a little better.
Anyway.
But what I had fun on Friday with the parents, you know, I said, yeah, God, we were trying to, you know, we did this last year and we had the field trips and everybody was organized, but we were trying to, you know, see if there were going to be any free-range children, you
Yeah.
know, or cage-free kids.
Cage-free
And
kids,
they
yeah.
all cracked up.
So, any last thoughts before we close out? Because we are in the airport this time.
I absolutely love Rio. Rio was our handler.
Our
coordinator.
area handler.
And
yeah.
he loved us because I had noticed a bunch of screws outside that were people would be driving to load up their stuff after the event, and I did a whole handful, and then I showed him, and he said, I gathered up more than they did, so I had done a pretty good job. But
Yeah.
you know, but it was
love
just the
Rio.
fact that we're part of a community, and as far as kiters go, we have a tendency to clean up after ourselves, and we have a
Yep.
tendency to clean up other people's stuff because we want to leave it better than we found it. Because the last thing we want is, oh, those kiters were there and look at the mess they left. Well, we might have left somebody else's mess, but we found out that if we leave it nice and clean, they go, oh, those guys aren't too
Yeah.
bad.
They
No.
like us.
And
the-
yeah, no, that's okay. It's just you leave the impression, and that was the thing. At some points you get a little tired, and it's hard to smile all the time. And that's why taking a lot of good pictures is great because then it's like, okay, I'm concentrating, but I look frowny. Okay, I need to smile more.
Yeah.
I need to be friendlier. And so you know, it's a check to make sure we're doing our best as
Yeah.
much as possible. And
So,
then
yeah. And one of the things about me, you know, on my walkabouts is that, you know, I encounter people and they say, well, where are you at? And I say, well, you know, we're in Colchette too, and we're doing the kites. Oh, those little kites, I see them everywhere. You know, and the kids are just having so much fun with them. And I've been over to your, you know, space, and it's really cool. You know, and that, you know, and that's from other makers.
Yes.
You know, besides the organizers. And the organizers love us because
We give something for
something,
everybody to play
you know,
with.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Last thoughts?
It's a lot of fun.
Other than you want to come back?
Yeah, let's come back.
all right, we
Yeah.
didn't break her. We didn't break her.
We'll do it
She was
again.
partially broken, but
Yeah,
we can make her worse. Yeah.
We'll do it again.
We'll 3D print you a foot
And
next time.
Yeah.
thank you, Nick. Thank you for giving us the push
Push
to be
and
a part
pull,
of this.
drag you here. Yeah.
We say that now. We're tired, but it's a good tired.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, guys.
All right, safe
We'll see you on the
journeys.
next one. Yeah. All right. Everybody go catch your flights.
Yeah.